Wow, this man, Dele Farotimi, is a very intelligent man and very smart in what he does. Wow. Look at the way this man explained Nigeria in detail. You know what? I'm not gonna be the one to talk much about this. But listen to this interview and make your own conclusion, what to think about what he said regarding that particular description of who Nigeria really is.
Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in seeking to define Nigeria, he called it a zoo. You must have heard me or read me say variously that I disagree with him, that Nigeria cannot be called a zoo, because if Nigeria were to be a zoo in any other country other than Nigeria, the administrators of that zoo would be facing criminal charges in courts. If Nigeria were to be a zoo, that zoo would have lost its license to operate. If Nigeria were to be a zoo in any country other than Nigeria, the entire wide world would be up in uproar. Nigeria is not a zoo. No zoologist worthy of his name will keep animals in the condition that the Nigerian has been kept by the Nigerian state and its rulers. So I disagree with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. There are many things he says that I agree with. Aside from methodologies, I have zero or next to nothing in relation to disagreement, to disagree when it comes to his diagnosis. But when it comes to calling Nigeria a zoo, Nigeria is not a zoo. I have also been heard calling Nigeria a jungle until I believe about a couple of years ago, I traveled out of the country no, it's longer than that. I traveled out of the country and I went to the UK, a place I had routinely gone to for decades. I found that when I got into the UK, I couldn't function because I realized actually Nigeria is not a jungle. Jungles function on order. You can predict the seasons in the jungle. Animals know their places in the jungle. Everybody operates by divine orchestration and order. The jungle operates on law. We call that the law of nature, but the jungle operates on law. It functions on the basis of predictable order. That is the jungle. Nigeria does not function on the basis of any predictable order. The only thing that you can predict about Nigeria is that what should happen will not happen, and what shouldn't happen are the things that we have all normalized. So Nigeria is not a jungle. Nigeria is the leper's colony. What is the leper's colony? I've just told you about the dilemma of the leper when the leper seeks to pick up his needle. But how do you call the Nigerian a leper? If you look to the story as told in that biblical passage, you'd find that the lepers were outside the city gates. The city gate provides protection for those within its walls. That is allegorical of a state, of a protective entity. For you to have a gate, you must have walls. As fearful as the city was, they were still behind the wall. But the lepers, they were at the gate. Not within, not without. They were not disallowed from entry, mind you. It's just that those whose beneficiaries they would have fed from are also starving because of the siege. And in any case, what was the point of going around streets where people are already hungry and hostile? So they sat at the city gate, excluded. That is how the Nigerian is routinely excluded from the society. Left out, shut out. The others were inside. The Nigerian is the leper, always at the city gate.
Seriously, I'm here to meet a man as intelligent as this guy in our judicial system. Wow.